Hello, this will be my review, part 1 of the Action Replay DSI card for the Nintendo DS. Now, as you can see, this is the first version of the Nintendo DS, the old clunker that if you threw it at somebody, it'd not only knock them out, but it could possibly kill them. Now, what's special about this DSI card here is that it does accept a micro SD card, allowing you to sideload Homebrew software. Now, this can only accept up to a maximum of a 2 GB SD card, but let me put this thing in action and you can see for yourself what it does. This is a pretty cool little device. Boots up and automatically boots into the card. Now what it does first is it scrolls through all these games, because the Action Replay card primarily is used for cheating, and this is scrolling through the list of games that's programmed into it with codes. And once it gets done doing that, then you can access the files of the Homebrew software loaded on the SD card. Now there's a number of steps that you have to take to get these to work. You don't just put them on there and have them run, but you have to patch them and all kinds of stuff, which isn't that complicated if you're familiar with emulation in any form here. But what I'm doing is scrolling through these folders. Sorry for the resolution of this camera. This is the best one I had available at the moment. But what I'm going to do is load up the one emulator for the TurboGrafx 16. And this is pretty decently coded because it runs at full speed most of the time, and the audio is pretty much dead on. That's a cool little thing they implemented there, like static on a television. Alright, go to load hue card, I guess that's what they called them, and I'm going to scroll down to where I have the ROMs located for the PC Engine, also known as the TurboGrafx 16. Now I'm going to load up the ROM 1943. Pretty nostalgic. I mean, it gets you some good use out of your old Nintendo DS, which unfortunately Wi-Fi has been discontinued for online play. So that stinks. As far as the NES emulator, the Game Boy emulator, this thing is like dead on. As you can see, this one moves a little bit slow just with this particular ROM at times, but we'll try a different game loading up here. Let's see, let's try Devil's Crush Pinball. This one runs pretty much at full speed. And if you've ever played this, it's a pretty good pinball game, I mean, for early 90s technology. Trust me, there's no lag in the actual gameplay on this. If the camera doesn't do this justice, then I apologize. Pretty decent. Audio is pretty good. I'll try to load up one more game here to conclude my first part of this demonstration. And what shall we do? Let's try Raiden, another Xevious-like game that was on an arcade a number of years ago. It's been ported to like many different systems. The start button acts as the run button. And this ROM runs pretty speedy, up to full speed, it seems. Oh, your classic Raiden action. So overall, the PC Engine emulator, also known as the TurboGrafx 16 on the Nintendo DS, is fairly well. I'm impressed with it. Stay tuned for the next parts.